Welcome to the 30th installment of Renee and Daryl's Walt Disney World Honeymoon. I'm Renee.
And I'm Daryl. For those of you joining us for the first time, we're a middle-aged newlywed couple who took our honeymoon to the world during the 2019 Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. In the interest of full disclosure, I have Disney Stock and Retirement Fund, and I also have a Disney Visa Rewards card, which gave us a few perks during the trip.
Definitely did. Well, it's been more than 3 months since we were there, and we wanted to share some of the things we remember about our trip.
Well, let's start actually with like the most boring of the things that was actually good, and that was the delivery by Amazon to the hotel of some of the.
It was actually really cool.
Sundry kind of stuff. We got cereal. We got hot cereal too.
That's true. We did.
But we got the cereal. We got some snacks. We got some of the supplies that we kind of forgot along the way. As we packed.
We were driving and realizing, right?
Yeah, so we ordered on the way down and had it delivered to the hotel, and the stuff was just waiting for us. When we got back, and
it was actually really cool because we ended up eating breakfast most days in our hotel room because it didn't come with breakfast. I mean, they definitely
we could have done breakfast, but it would have been.
We had like the meal plan. Yeah, and we decided to save those for more lunches and dinners and snacks.
We wanted them for the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival.
Right.
And most of the time we were going so early that we didn't really want to eat in the park anyway.
Right.
So we'd have to eat at Pop Century. And we did like Pop Century. It was
actually pretty good food.
Yeah, it was actually a nice, comfortable room. We really liked the room.
Mm-hmm. It was comfortable.
It's one of the nicest rooms that we've had.
I didn't need a stepladder to get into the bed.
No.
That's actually a thing. But no, it was nice because we'd go down to the Pop Century restaurant thing,
the food court,
and get milk or tea or whatever like that.
Yeah, we got the one jug of milk
because we had these cups. We should get those cups. I don't know where those cups are.
The resort cups.
Yeah, the resort cups that we were there, and so we could get free refills all the time. So we'd get like coffee or milk, and then we'd get tea before we left or whatever we wanted to do. It worked out that way. So went with the cereal and everything that we had.
Well, and a lot of the time we took the, I shouldn't say that, but a lot of the time we ate breakfast even before we went for the beverages.
That's true.
We eat as we got ready, and
right.
One of us would be in the shower or whatever, and
the other one would go get drinks or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we did a lot of that too, where one of us would run and get the drinks. So
usually it was you because you walk faster.
Yes, I do. and I wasn't having quite as many problems, even though I had the sore foot. But I think overall, the meal plan was pretty good for us. We just ended up with a whole bunch of snack credits.
Yes, it was fine for the way back.
But it really wasn't that bad. I think we had like 5 snack credits at the end of the meal, or at the end of the plan.
Right.
Which is far less than I remember ending up with before.
Well, and it was actually kind of hard to figure out what we wanted to take that we could take in the car back with us.
Well, and that was the thing, is having those snack credits at the end, and it really was kind of a we really couldn't find stuff that we wanted for snack credits.
Right. The meals were fine. We didn't have a problem with that.
Well, if we hadn't done like the Starbucks thing on Wednesday, we probably would have gone through a bunch more snack credits.
That's probably true. But
the Wednesday that we did all 4 parks,
and
which
Starbucks
is also
in each park.
One of the most memorable times.
Definitely.
It was one of the most crazy and most fun days that we had down there.
Absolutely. We thought we were being proactive with the Starbucks too, but it didn't quite work out that way. We were saving up our points or our stars so that we could buy things, and we had an obnoxious amount of those, only to find out that we couldn't use them in the parks.
Yeah, the Disney stores on property, or I shouldn't say even on property, in the parks.
Right.
Do not honor the rewards. You can earn the stars for your purchase. You can buy with the card,
but you can't use the rewards there.
So, we do one of those tricks where we'll use the Starbucks app and card, but we don't refill from the app. We refill by getting the gift cards on discount from someone else.
Right.
If nothing else, you can always get like 5% off at Target and at Amazon, which is what we do, is the Amazon.
Right.
if you have one of their store cards.
Right. Or we've been doing that thing where you save up for the Coinstar things.
Yeah, and
You save up all
Coinstar,
your change, and
right.
instead of taking a percentage off to get the actual money for it, they just give you a card or a number that you can use for Starbucks or
you turn it into a gift
Amazon
card.
or whatever you want to do. So those are pretty cool.
So yeah, we take advantage of some of those kind of things, and we don't pay full price for Starbucks. And really for the most part, we don't do a whole lot at Starbucks.
No.
And we get a lot of these points expire. Well, I got a lot of them. You didn't get as many.
I don't have, right, no.
Because we'll also take advantage of some of those deals that they'll have and
Right.
earn bonus points. But
we'll go through spurts of buying a lot of stuff to earn the bonus.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think I have 800 bonus
and
stars
when we
right
travel,
now.
we tend to do a lot more Starbucks than normal.
Because we know that's a reliable place to go to on the road.
It is. And we like the Starbucks. There's the 2 series, the old, like where you were, and the new where you were.
Oh, the mugs.
Or you are here and where you were, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So we do like collecting those because they're,
they're fun.
Interesting, cool.
It's better than like little
mementos.
shot glasses up on the.
Yeah, and we pick it up only for the places we've been.
Right.
So it's our.
There's only one time we bought ahead because we didn't know when we were going to. No, we
bought after.
We bought after the Disneyland ones.
Yeah, we bought it after the reservation. We even talked about buying them on the show because they were like part of one of the deals, and we got free shipping on it. It's like buy in the park and have to carry back, or just buy there and get it. And we did get a couple of the other mugs from states along the way that we didn't have.
We did. So now we have to go somewhere new.
Florida.
We have to go somewhere new where we don't have those states.
Yeah, well, we already have California and the Disneyland and DCA mug.
Right, we just don't have the stuff in the middle of that.
Right,
because we didn't drive there.
We do have. Do we have Illinois? We should have Illinois. I don't think we got Wisconsin. We tried, but they didn't have it.
No, didn't we get Wisconsin when we weren't really in Wisconsin? Oh no, that
was Ohio.
That was Ohio and Indiana and.
Yeah, because we had
Kentucky. That was Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah. We had so many problems with so many of the ones along the interstate not having it.
Right.
So as we're traveling through those states, we had some problems. And this isn't on the most recent trip. This is on previous trips. But
right.
Georgia and Florida were the 2 I think we picked up this time around.
Right.
Because last time we were in Georgia, no one had it.
Right. And I don't know if we're going to Georgia. They want us to come to Georgia.
Oh, we so badly want to go to Georgia for going caching this year.
I really want to go.
But it doesn't tend to work with the schedules. And we have...
the schedules should be okay.
Well, maybe. You're a teacher, so it's like the first week of October.
That's true. I was hoping to
really
get hired at that religious school that would have that whole time off again. That was so convenient.
But we also have another. We just did in March the honeymoon.
Yes.
Which we have another shorter like weekend trip coming up for the Midwest or not for Midwest for the West Bend Cash Bash.
Oh yeah,
we have the Midwest Geo Bash, which is a day trip. We're trying to do the state park series, so like every weekend we're going to be
geocaching state park series.
Yeah, it's Geo Tour.
Yes.
So every weekend we're going to be out. Then we also have next year the 2020 20th anniversary of geocaching celebration in Seattle, which is going to cost us a fortune. So,
but we get to go to BC also.
Can't really, well, yeah, that too. But we can't really afford to spend.
So I don't know if we're going to be doing it for the 50th anniversary. I don't know if we'll be able to go back to the world because it's right after that.
So badly. Well, no, it's 2021.
Mm-hmm. And we're going
in October. But we want to go in probably January.
Right, but that's right after.
Not right after. It's a few months, but I'm still hoping to make that work. I think we probably can. We just haven't. Hey, Colleen, Seattle 2020. Yes, we are so excited to go to the 2020 event in Seattle. And for those of you who might not know what that is, you know that we're big geocachers, not like huge numbers or anything, but fans of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're getting big. You got big numbers.
No, I don't.
I'm almost to my goal is to be 2,000 by the time that happens. I only need 600 more.
In any case, it's the 20th anniversary of geocaching. So the folks who actually run the geocaching.com website, the folks that are organizing next year's Geo Woodstock, got together.
Absolutely, Colleen.
Yeah, Colleen, we will definitely have to meet up. It's going to be a busy time for sure, but we're very excited. So anyways, we've got the Midwest, or the Geo Woodstock folks who have organized their event in, this time, British Columbia, the first Geo Woodstock outside of the U.S.
Very exciting.
For the same time period. And to top it off, it's also going to coincide with the Going Ape event, which is another huge event for one of the last remaining Project Ape caches, which was a special type of cache that they did at geocaching.com before it was geocaching.com. I think that was even still when they were grounded before they became Groundspeak.
Oh,
because they've gone through a few different names.
Okay.
That they worked with, I want to say it was 20th Century Fox, but the name escapes me, for the Planet of the Apes movie when that came out.
Oh, wow.
In like 2001.
That's exciting.
They got a bunch of the props from the movies, packaged them up into caches, and sent them to several cachers.
Very cool.
Who actually, they might have just sent the props. I don't know if they actually sent the full caches, but they, the point being, they sent these props with clues and released these caches with clues little by little. So you were actually going out and hunting for movie props.
That's really cool.
So the first to finds got the movie props.
That's really cool.
Which is such a cool concept. And I think they did some other things, but it was one of those, we'll do this for you because we think it's a cool movie, and we need the exposure. And the 20th Century Fox guys are like, yeah, we'll do it. We can't pay for it because there's no budget to do that, and we don't know what it's worth. But yeah, we'll give you some of this leftover stuff.
Very cool.
And you can do that and use our name, and we'll kind of plug it in some of the interviews or whatever. I wasn't caching at the time, but I've heard the stories, and it did help them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes for a cool thing for geocachers, because there's only 23, if I remember, of these that were ever placed.
And how many is this?
There's
the only one?
2 left.
2 left.
There's the one in Seattle, and then there's one in Brazil.
Oh, so we should go to Brazil.
We should actually, but no.
Why
not necessarily for that.
I would love to go to Brazil someday.
There's a guide that you work with to go get that other one.
Ooh.
It's not.
It's like a
tough,
jungle?
but it's not. Yes, it's in one of the reserves.
That's cool.
But in any case, so they've got the Project 8 cache that 10 years prior to this event, so 2010, when they did the 10th year anniversaries, they were trying to figure out, as the local geocaching community, how to get thousands of people up onto this trail to find this cache, which was a bigger problem than it would normally be, because the tunnel, and this one's called the Tunnel of Light because it's a mile-long railroad tunnel.
Sweet. Did you get it last time?
I got it. Yeah, okay. I got it last time I was there, because I did the first Going Ape event. But the problem was the parking lot to access the trail system was only good for about 5 or 6 cars.
Ooh. But they wanted thousands of people in that tunnel.
Thousands were people who were going to go for it, because it's the first time they had an event like that, so.
They should have been busing people.
Well, that's what they did.
Okay.
They set up the Going Ape event so that, okay, on this day, we're going to have a shuttle bus. You come over here and park at this high school and get on the bus and go over there. And I want to say it was all free, but I don't know. I think they did fundraising to make it free. But whatever the case, it was an awesome event, and it continued every year pretty much since. I think they might have missed 1 year.
Okay.
But it's been an every year kind of event ever since.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a cool event, and its whole thing was really just help people get to this not so easy cache, because it is a long walk no matter what. But we have to do that one.
Yes.
Anyway, so you've got 3 big events in the home of geocaching. So you spend a day, you head down to the original geocache location, which has a virtual cache and a replacement geocache, not an original cache.
Okay.
To do all of that stuff. So now we've spent as much time talking about geocaching as we spent about the trip in Disney. But the point being is,
do you have any ideas what our next vlog should be about? We should finish this one, but I think that we've almost exhausted it. But one of the things I loved about going here, just Like, I like getting souvenirs. And honestly, we went on the donut trail, and for whatever reason, my coin from that ended up in your glove box, and I just activated it yesterday. That was like 2 years ago. I like collecting things when we go, and especially when they're cute. And you can see one back there, but Sippy Bird was definitely, he was one of the cutest things that we managed to collect. And he came with a really good drink inside. We did not get the alcoholic version of it, but that's okay. It was really cute though, and he's adorable. So
yeah, so it's for people who don't know the story about that one. And Colleen, do you know the story of the Orange Bird or not? But this is one of those Disney World exclusive things. It's it's a Disney character exclusive to Disney World, so only at the Florida park. And he's a beloved character.
He's adorable. And they ran out of him.
Ran away.
It ran away.
Okay, so Colleen doesn't know, so maybe we should tell the story of the Orange Bird.
Okay.
Do you want to
no, you
try?
Tell it.
Okay. So basically, when Disney was working on building Disney World, they needed lots of partnerships, lots of money, lots of, friendly people. And one of the partnerships that they struck up with was with the Florida Citrus Organization, association organization. I'm not sure.
I think it was association.
What it was. But as part of that, they created the Orange Bird, which we call Sippy Bird because of his straw. He's just cute. But the Orange Bird was the mascot, and they had all kinds of stuff in and outside of the parks using the Orange Bird, and that was the tropical drinks and everything were, at this.
Was that before Dole Whip happened?
Well, Dole Whip was already happening out at Disneyland, and they brought that out to Disney World as well.
Okay.
But there was a citrus cafe, and I can't remember what it's called.
I think that's what it was called.
I think it was more than that, but the mascot was the Orange Bird. They had like free orange juice. You could get little cups of orange juice, if I remember. They had orange drinks. They had all kinds of weird stuff. And there's a bunch of different accounts of what kind of stuff they served, including like an orange chicken, I think was part of that.
That sounds good.
So they had all of this stuff that was part of the Florida Citrus Association marketing, like a joint marketing operation thing. So that was how the Orange Bird came into being. And he's one of those things that disappeared after only a few years, and people still remember him and they want him back. Or her. I'm not sure if it's a him or her.
Because it's just a cute bird.
Yes.
And I don't like birds, but this one's cute.
Well, and it's an orange for a head with leaves for wings. It's just the most bizarre little thing, and it's so cute. Yeah.
He is adorable.
Or leaves, yeah.
Or leaves, rather.
So it's just the most adorable little thing, and people remembered him and wanted him. It's that nostalgia thing, I guess, that everyone always wants more of. But there was that, and then that Epcot, the Figment and Dreamfinder that they can't seem to get rid of.
Figment keeps coming back. Yeah. He's just cute.
Piggy is my favorite.
But we also did get one other collectible while we were there. A very stale popcorn, but very cute popcorn container.
I think we already talked about
I think we did talk about it one time.
Yeah, but I love that. That's a good one.
But there was a lot of really good things. I mean, like for collector pieces or for shopping or whatever. It was a lot of fun.
There's way too much
really
stuff to buy.
Spend too much money on that.
Well, the big thing that we spent the money on was the pins.
Yeah, because
ties into the trackable obsession with geocaching.
Yes, they're fitting.
Yeah, so it goes hand in hand for sure. But what about memorable rides?
I still think Slinky Dog was my favorite.
Okay.
The Slinky Dog Dash. I mean, it was interesting being able to compare some of the rides to the rides in California. Some were better, some were not. Like,
I love doing that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was not impressed with Space Mountain, but then some of the other vloggers that we've seen and what they've had are more like what Space Mountain looked like when I was in California.
I think we were having issues with Space Mountain while we were there.
Okay.
Because it was down just before we rode it, too.
Oh, that's right. That's how we got on it so fast.
But we had the Fast Pass. But remember, they turned us away when we had the Fast Pass because the ride was down.
Right.
And we decided to go get Joffrey's.
Right.
Which didn't taste very good.
No.
But that was one of the disappointments. I was so excited to try Joffrey's.
And I didn't get to try one of your zebra cakes at all.
No, we never got any of those, and that was one thing I really, really wanted to do.
Yes, this trip was mostly about eating.
No, it
No, I
wasn't. We
No.
expected it to be more so.
We really did. It really, the food left me a little bit, like, there's probably some things I would have tried if you would have tried.
Thunder Mountain is Colleen's favorite. That
was a good one.
That is one that's definitely better, I think, at Disneyland.
Why?
Though I like the ride itself. The track and everything is much smoother in Florida.
Mm. I think liked the
but the effects and everything are better in Disneyland.
Are they?
And the queue is so much better at Florida.
Most of the queues were better at Florida.
Yeah, because it's usually more people and longer lines.
Okay.
That's why they put all of the effort
Which
into making
ride
the queues
did we
better.
go on that had it was interactive, all the things you could just touch?
Oh, there's a few. But that's Big Thunder Mountain.
Things blowing up. That was that one, right?
Big Thunder Mountain's the one
fun.
that you could blow stuff up. You could look down and find the
and the thingies that turned.
Yeah, the vents and
yeah, that was fun.
They spent
definitely
a lot
like the
of
queue
time
on
and
that.
money putting that together. And part of the interesting thing was when they went and did that queue, they were also working into canon for a series that never happened. There was going to be a series, an actual television show that was going to be the story of Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh, okay. I really liked Tom Sawyer's Island.
Tom Sawyer's Island is so much fun. I forgot how much I really enjoyed that. And it's so silly to pay $100 or whatever it is a day to go hang out on Tom Sawyer's Island. But that is some of the most memorable time we spent in Disney World.
It was really cool. I really liked it there. I really liked it.
It was, even for us who we pretty much knew what was there, just entertaining, running around and discovering things.
Even though, we knew,
Yeah, we knew what it was. We knew what was in there.
It was fun,
but it's all those like nooks and crannies and, discovering all these little hidden passages in the dark and too many people running around to really enjoy it fully. Right,
but it was still, and it was cooler because we were in those fake caves.
Yeah, and it was a lot cooler than it was elsewhere, which was nice because it was getting hot.
It was hot that day.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the lake.
Right.
And we had fun with the bridge.
I really liked the bridge. I really liked it, like the rope bridge and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun.
So that was really, really worthwhile. But maybe I'll go park by park. Okay. Animal Kingdom, my favorite is still Everest. As much as I love the safari.
Yeah, and we went on the safari twice, in fairness, and it was really nice to compare even those two times we went. One was,
and my problem with the safari now is it's too short. I mean, I like that it's not as long. I like that they crank through people faster.
Right.
But
I don't like that we're seeing other cars while we're on it. It doesn't feel...
it doesn't feel like anymore like you're on a safari.
No. It feels like you're going on a
When
jungle
I went
ride.
on it the first time, the cars were spaced out enough. You had more time. They'd actually like stop.
Oh.
And you could actually sit for a couple of minutes at some points and take photos. So it really felt more like you were on a photo safari.
Okay, that is pretty cool.
Now it's just too rushed, and they have all of that Africa Trek stuff, which I want to do that. That looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it's visible. It takes away. You don't feel like you're out in the wild anymore. You now feel like you're in a wildlife park.
Right, like
something
safari
that's
ride
engineered.
Through. Yeah.
So
it's still cool to see those animals. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like if I could retire and work there as during their teaching thing, they have a backstage teaching.
Well, they have the backstage tours. They also have the STEM programs that they're doing.
Yeah.
Which I'm not exactly sure what those are, but they have
I'm not either.
So
I
many
can't find them anywhere.
Programs that they kind of overload the parks with. But in any case,
but it's still cool.
My favorite is Everest, hands down in that park.
That was a really good one.
And my biggest disappointment in that park was the Navi River journey.
Yeah.
No objections? Okay.
No, it was kind of, it was good. But I think I expected more like the safari going through the Navi River.
All right, how about Epcot? Favorite and least favorite.
It was way too crowded.
Yeah,
But,
of course.
I think it was like it was good that it was spaced out, but it was really unhelpful at some points. Like,
Okay, I
why
meant,
do we
like,
have to go so far to get
attractions.
yeah. I know, I'm just trying to think of what
Yeah.
was what were the
Well,
attractions
you
there?
think? I'm gonna say. Well, I think what your favorite probably was.
What?
Test track.
Oh, yeah, that was at Epcot.
Yeah.
Test track was a lot of fun, and
Yeah, and we
I
did that
enjoyed
twice
it.
again.
We did. I enjoyed, everything from planning the car to everything that was in the queue.
Well, the queue didn't have enough stuff. That's one that needs more.
Yeah, but what was there was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was
a really
especially
long
the second
wait.
day. It was so hot and stuffy in there. They really need to work on the AC of that main queue area.
That's true.
But no, that was a fun
But I did
one.
notice some things that I didn't
I
notice the day
still
before.
prefer, and I think still my favorite at that park is the Mexico Grand Fiesta Tour.
That was good.
Biggest disappointment, not the worst ride, but the biggest disappointment was the Frozen Ever After.
Oh, I wasn't impressed with that at all.
No, well,
there was one point it was cool, and
I
then I
know
was like,
what
oh.
Maelstrom was,
Uh-huh.
and that was cool. That was probably my favorite ride at Epcot for a long time.
Okay.
This is nowhere near the same, and they definitely changed it a lot more than I had been expecting from the descriptions. But the audio animatronics that people were raving about when they launched,
they were really not very good.
Really weren't that.
I tried
impressive.
to take some video or pictures even, and they didn't.
No, well, the whole thing never do well because they've got the projection. So yeah, that was my biggest disappointment. I was expecting more, and my favorite was definitely the Grand Fiesta Tour. I don't know why. I really enjoy that one.
Okay, that was fun though.
And I think it's just because it's that indoor nighttime thing. It's not just the ride that I enjoy; it's the whole.
I like the whole thing going
Mexico
into that.
pavilion.
Yeah, the whole pavilion.
But I just loved walking around. In the most unexpected thing was how much I really enjoyed I hate to say it, the Instagramming in the Morocco pavilion. I knew how fun it was.
Morocco
I've been there so many
pretty.
times. Yeah, I just never took as much time there as we did this last time.
I really enjoyed Morocco.
And I really enjoyed getting focused in on those details. If I didn't do it on Instagram, I would have done it some other way. But that's one of those parks I really, really wish I could go back to with a good camera, not just a cell phone.
Yeah, but carrying a camera there was.
I know, but I really want.
But if that was our
macro
point,
lens,
see, that's why we got to live there and have the
annual pass.
And then we could just go there with. That's just the point.
Okay, so Hollywood Studios.
I wasn't impressed with much of it.
Well, Slinky Dog Dash.
Oh, that was Hollywood? Wait.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, no.
And Tower of Terror.
Oh, those two rides were really good. I did not think I was going to like Tower of Terror at all.
And I still love Tower of Terror. I think that is the.
I had no clue what you meant by the bouncing up and down and back and forth.
I still think that's one of those best rides ever.
It was really good. It was really good.
It has lost quite a bit over the years.
Why?
Because some of the effects that had been there when I first went aren't there anymore. They had some of the Pepper's Ghosts that were on mirrored doors or glass doors, but they had too many problems with the doors.
Okay. So
they removed them and those effects went away.
Oh.
And I still love the show scenes and everything, but it's not nearly as good as it used to be. And I don't know if it's that our tastes are becoming more sophisticated than the things like the generated content.
Okay, I don't really have anything to compare it to.
No, I know, but I think it has. It's still a great ride, but it's a little too little at this point. And even the queue area has not been holding up as well. Yeah. So, I mean, I love it. I like those rides, but the whole aesthetics of Hollywood Studios was rather disappointing. Yeah, no, but the Tower of Terror was the one that really got me excited about the queue lines. Okay. Because they did such an amazing job with the lobby. And even going through the boiler room.
Oh, that's true.
had been much more impressive and felt more like a
Before.
boiler room before.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's because this time there was no one in the queue.
Oh,
Did
maybe.
the fact that the queue was empty mean you got to see more of it at once and it's not as good? I don't know. But overall, I love that ride, but it was not my favorite this time. Slinky Dog Dash took me by surprise, and I really, really love that.
I really did, and it's smooth. It's so smooth.
Yes.
I mean, and it wasn't a huge ride, but it was so smooth, and it was just really
it was
cool.
so much fun and playful, and
it was.
Yeah, even though it's like nothing of a ride,
right?
It really,
I like
really
when
worked.
It brings you back, like you used to do with the Matchbox cars.
Yeah.
Boy, and like
it's like those like little effects
really cool.
that pull it all together, and it really made it fun. However, my least favorite and most disappointing attraction in the studios was also in the same area. Alien Swirling Saucers.
Oh, yeah. I even forgot about
I was worked up about that because I thought this was going to be cool.
Yeah, not
because
really.
it's what they put the same kind of thing in over at Cars Land with Mater.
Yeah, that was really cool though.
Yeah, and we didn't get to go on it because the line was too long.
Yeah.
And I was excited to try it this time.
It sounded cool.
Yeah, and it really
like even
wasn't.
listening to it sounded cool, but being on it, not so much.
The soundtrack is more interesting than the ride itself. So that was a big disappointment.
Right.
All right, Disney World, the Magic Kingdom. Favorite and least favorite. This is a harder one for me.
This is hard. I mean, I really liked It's a Small World because it's a small world.
Yeah.
It is.
And
what
it is so different than
it's
what
way different than
we're used to in
Did we
California.
send my sister that? I don't think
we did send her the link, I believe.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What was there?
Well, there's Big Thunder Mountain.
That was good.
Yeah.
Is that where the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was there.
I liked that one too.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was good, but that was also a little disappointing again because I built it up too much.
Okay. I liked it.
But I did enjoy it. And there were some things in there that I really wasn't expecting.
Like what?
Well, like the one thing was the dancing figures at the end in the cottage.
That was really cool.
Most simple effect that you could possibly imagine, but they took this whole building and dedicated to Snow White dancing with the dwarves, and it was just unexpected. It's right at that last break point where you have to wait for the train ahead of you to leave the station, and they gave you something interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do love that effort that they put in, but it just kind of disappointed me overall, especially again the interior scenes in the mine.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting more, and especially because the audio animatronics were so highly touted, and it does look better in person than it does in video because I'd seen the video several times, but they still just weren't as good as I had expected them to be.
Right. Rock and Roller Coaster was closed, right?
Yeah, that was at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah. So so my favorite Pirates is good, but not. That's one that I definitely
like California better.
Yeah, California definitely has a better Pirates. This one is disjointed even after all of the renovations.
Right.
But California is the story, and this just doesn't quite mesh.
Okay.
So yeah, California is far better. I still enjoy going to Pirates.
I don't think I saw the teacups.
I think the teacups are there. We just didn't do them. There was a lot of stuff in that park that we just kind of skipped over, like Winnie the Pooh. We were having more fun just kind of walking around, and the lines were so bad. That's gone.
Okay.
That's one of the ones I want back. Mr. Toad's is under.
Was Roger Rabbit here or was that California?
No, that's California.
Okay.
But if I remember correctly, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is under the
Star Wars?
The dwarf.
Oh, under the mine.
The mine ride.
Oh.
Because they tore that down to put that up and some of the other stuff. That was New Fantasyland expansion took care of that. It took care of.
I was kind of disappointed in Space Mountain.
Space Mountain was very disappointing. But that was never one that I really loved.
Oh, well, I liked it in California. I really liked the people mover.
I don't I don't hate it. I just
Right.
don't love it.
People move
Okay,
it.
that is my favorite one still. And it is the dumbest
And
thing
we went
ever.
through part of the Space Mountain on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, but I love, and I don't know why, but I just love that tour from the TTA. It's that you get some time to chill out with your friends, family, whoever happens to be with you, and really enjoy the views of the park.
Right. And you get to see some
You get to
things
see into some of the rides. You get to
Right.
see Progress City. That I love Progress City. We didn't get to go on Carousel Progress, did we? That was one of those ones we really wanted to do. I think it was closed at one time we were there. And actually, I'm not sure it was ever open when we were by it.
I don't think it was. I think it was something.
And we didn't get to see the walls move. That's one of the best things about that one. We did do Space Ranger Spin. That was fun. I really still enjoy it.
That was fun.
But it's
I'm not very good at it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
We didn't win.
What about the
you might
least favorite attraction there? That one's a little bit more difficult for me. But I think I'll say Pecos Bill.
Oh.
I was so disappointed in the food. That was terrible.
It was.
Everyone said it was probably good. The worst meal that we had during that whole trip.
It really was bad. We went back to the hotel and ate cereal.
Even after we had the pork sandwiches that we expected to be good, I think Pecos Bill, they were not good. We hated them. And that was over in the the one by the Pirates.
You know what I did like at Epcot though was the Frushi.
That was awesome. But I would actually say, as much as I do like it, the Swiss Family Robinson Tea House or Treehouse, just
it wasn't as exciting. I wanted it to be exciting, like the
it didn't work for me this time.
No, I wanted it to be more like the Tom Sawyer's Island. Exciting.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
And we did that one before Tom Sawyer's Island, so you didn't even have anything to really compare it to.
But I wanted it to be something that was as exciting as that, and it was cool.
But I think a lot of it is that you miss a lot of the isolation that it once had. It's there's too much happening around it now that you don't feel that isolation, and at the same time you don't get the good views that you'd expect after climbing up all the way.
Right. It was a lot of climbing.
And to make it all worse, the train wasn't even going.
Right. That was sad.
Yes. But I'm glad they weren't running the train, because if they were, we'd have lots of derailments as it ran off the end of the track.
That's true.
So I'm happy that the trains weren't running, but I wish the trains would run.
Right.
And I still haven't gotten an answer as to whether they've replaced the track that was torn up for Tron.
Oh.
Because the whole thing is that as part of the Tron construction, they actually had to shift the track for the Autotopia, so that was closed. We didn't get to ride that.
Right.
Which, no big loss. I never was a big fan of that. I liked the one in Disneyland, though.
Did you?
Yeah. Not that it was great, but it was fun,
Okay.
And it was
nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, it was different than any of the other ones I've done, and I enjoyed it. And that's one they're going to be hard-pressed to get rid of. So, good on them,
Yes.
We didn't go on the Little Mermaid ride either.
Why didn't we do that?
Because it was,
it was basically really long a copy lines for everything.
Yeah, well, but that one was basically a copy of the one that we saw in Disneyland. So why bother? But that was in the lagoon for the.
So if we went back again, would you want the park hopper to go to all the parks?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I hate saying this because it's an extra couple of bucks that I could save.
Well.
But I really don't like staying in any one park for the whole day.
I understand that completely, but
the only one that I can do is Epcot.
Right, because there's so much to go back to.
Well,
also I think that I would hope that next time we go, we're not getting over pneumonia, because we were so exhausted by the time we did just a little bit. I wanted to be asleep by 9:00, and I didn't really want to be asleep. I just couldn't be awake anymore.
All right, so now that we've done all this, we're at a very, very long vlog here, and I apologize for everyone to sit through this, but we all know what's coming. What do you think is the one thing you're anticipating the most, and the one thing that you're actually going to like the best when it actually comes out?
Oh, that's hard, because I Tron or Star Wars. I don't know. I think Star Wars.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say specifically Rise of the Resistance.
Okay.
I'm afraid that that's going to hype. It's been hyped up so much because it's the 4 ride systems, it's the storytelling, it's the
Right.
whole thing.
It's
I'm really excited to see that one, and the whole land in general.
right.
But that is the one attraction that really has me the most excited. When it comes down to it, the one that I'm expecting to really excite me the most
Mhm.
is the Skyliner.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How could I forget the Skyliner? You know what I do want to do next time we go there though is what's the one? The the movie we just watched.
I'm not sure which one you're talking
The one
about.
where you're riding on the Banshees.
Oh, Flight of Passage.
Thank you.
Yes, but that we couldn't get fast passes, and it
No.
was a
4-hour wait or something.
well, it was
stupid.
like 2.5 hours one time and 3.5 the other time.
Yeah, that I never. I mean, that's just not worth it to me.
No,
but I really hope we can do that next time.
And especially because it's essentially, it is different, but it's essentially Soarin'.
Right.
Just different movie, different
seating,
riding. Yeah.
But I'm excited. I want to try it, and I want to build. I want a Banshee. They're cute.
I would like to get a Banshee.
I really like the Banshee.
And I want one of the weird puppet things from Batu, from Black Spire Outpost.
Porg?
No, not the Porg one. There was another one that.
Oh, you're right. What was that puppet?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
We are getting so excited about that one. Maybe we should do that as our next vlog, which won't be next week, guys. Sorry, we got too much going on next week.
All the things we want to do next time we go. But we do need to think of a subject because we're not going on another honeymoon, and it's going to be like at least 1.5 years before we go back to Disney World. So we need to think of another vlog to do as well.
Well, and if there's anything that you want us to comment on, give our thoughts on, let us know
or
in
explore research
comments below. Right down here, you can leave us comments, and we'll talk about that kind of stuff in one of the future vlogs. But we are probably going to wrap up this channel simply because it is the RDW's honeymoon, and
we love each other, but we've done the honeymoon now.
We can.
We're about to celebrate our second anniversary.
Honeymoon, but
we are.
We can claim that it's going to be the second honeymoon going down for the 50th, but it's not.
Well, that's not what the honeymoon is.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No.
So we got to come up with a new channel regardless of what we do. So we're still looking for suggestions for that. And at this point, the geocaching is the leading contender just because it's the one that
we know most about.
Well, it garnishes the most conversation on a consistent basis.
That's true. Because it's something we do.
In the comments below, let us know what you want us to talk about on future episodes of this show, because we are going to do at least one more, probably 2, before we wrap it up entirely.
Thank you, Colleen.
Not next week, but the week after, maybe.
Oh yeah, you won't be here next week.
Nope, next week I'm flying back at this point. You'll be picking me up about the time we usually go live.
Probably.
So, oops. But yeah, so next week we're not doing it. The week after we'll probably do one, and hopefully the week after that as well. But we have to see what the schedules are. Fortunately, she's off work, so she gets to get other stuff done.
I'm all done with that test, so I don't have to worry about freaking out anymore.
Yep, and I've got a little bit lighter schedule at work, so it's going better.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I haven't been out after 7 o'clock for the last 3 weeks.
That's pretty true.
So it's getting better. Really true. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
So thanks for watching, especially those of you doing the live and commenting in the chat. If you have any more to share after the live show, please drop those in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on that little bell icon to get the notifications when we go live.